Hello everyone, welcome back again to my another video. In this video, we will talk about my Doram PvP physical build. Don't forget to subscribe, share and like the video. You may also comment your thoughts about this video. Alright, let's get started. For stats, I maxed out strength to increase P attack, maxed outfit to increase HP, P def and M def. And I put the rest to dex to increase hit rate, P attack and M def. Here are my overall stats. For skills, first job skills maxed out the Spirit Mabel, maxed out Hide, maxed out Stoop, maxed out 9 lives, level 1 loop, and put the rest to bite and scratch to complete the 40 skill points needed on the first job. For the second job, maxed out Piggy Peck, maxed out Scar of Tara, maxed out Catnip Powdering, maxed out Power of Life, maxed out Tuna Party, maxed out Neo Gaze. Then level 1 Ocean Power. For Trans second job, max out Spirit of Savage, maxed out Lunatic Carrot Beat, maxed out Nyan Grass, level 1 Life Saving Dried Fish, level 1 Grooming, maxed out Tasty Shrimp Party, maxed out Soul of Life, and level 3 Purring. For third job skills, maxed out Sacrifice of Spirit, maxed out Rage of Nature, and maxed out Life Spirit Unity. For the feathers, I used F2p set to attack statues. For the defense statues, I used light and dark feathers. And here's my statues. For sigils, you may use anything that give PvP damage reduction. For Nebula Path, I'm using Grand Summoner of Life. And for the first orbit, I level 5 Steel Body, level 5 Draco, level to Phoenix, Level 5 Origa. Level 5 Scudam. Level 2 Crater. For second orbit level for Mensa. Level 5 Lepus. Level 1 Eridanus. Level 5 Coolius. Level 5 Cygnus. Level 5 Hercules. Level 5 Lupus. For third orbit, Level 5 Canis Minor. Level 5 Canis Major. Level 5 Ursa Minor. Level 5 Ursa Major. Level 5 Ophiuchus. Level 5 Perseus. For fourth orbit, Level 5 Iron Will. Level 2 Taurus. Level 5 Leo. Level 5 Aries. Level 5 Virgo. Level 5 Libra. Level 4 Scorpio. Level 5 Sagittarius. Level 5 Capricorn. For the equipments, I recommend Stellar Dream Hat that gives STR, P damage, damage versus medium enemies, and neutral skill damage if it is refined to plus 12. Or you may use White Lily that gives STR, Dex, P damage, damage versus medium and 5% chance to increase the following damage for 3 seconds by 20%. For Mouthwear use Ruby Gem that gives STR, Vit, P attack, damage versus Demi-Human, damage reduction versus Demi-Human, P damage. For Mouthwear use Musical Note that gives STR, P damage, neutral skill damage, plus to stats and upon casting a skill gain 14% skill damage. For Costume use Floral Elf that gives P attack, P damage and M damage reduction, plus to stats and 3% chance to restore 10% HP. Or you may use Evening of Wonders that gives P attack, ignore P def, damage versus medium enemies, and P damage if it is refined to plus 15. For Backwear you may use Tami of Snow that gives P damage, STR, damage versus medium and damage 5% if the enemy HP is at 50% if refined to plus 10. For the main hand I use Life Grilled Fish, the only weapon dedicated to physical build. For the armor set use Tyr's Armor. For the offhand use Cracked Buckler or Valkyrie Shield. For the accessories I recommend Chaos for higher DPS output. For the Varus core, I recommend Bloodthirst, Cold Blood, Core Overlord, Mana Length Boost, Mana Length Reversal, Mad Savage, Lunatic Power, Power of Life, Nimble Chick, and Shrimp Spirit. For the headwear cards I recommend Mardip that gives immune to silence, Dearth that gives immune to fear, Cram card that gives P attack, Libolme or Libolme Ether card that gives fire resistance, Giant Hornet or Giant Hornet Ether card that gives wind resistance, Divaruchi that gives STR, and immune to blind. For the Mouthwear cards I recommend Baby Pacifier that gives damage reduction versus Demi-Human, Roxy Kiss that gives damage reduction versus small enemies, Angeling Puppet 1 or Angeling Puppet 2 that give max HP, Freoni Puppet 1 or Freoni Puppet 2 that gives damage reduction versus small enemies, Doppelganger Puppet 1 or Doppelganger Puppet 2 that gives damage reduction versus medium enemies. For facewear cards I recommend Goblin Leader Puppet 1 or Goblin Leader Puppet 2 that gives damage versus medium enemies, And Moonlight Flower Puppet 1 or Moonlight Puppet 2 that gives damage versus small enemies. For the costumes, I recommend Baphomet Puppet 1 or Baphomet Puppet 2 that gives P-Def, PvP damage bonus, and PvP damage reduction. For the backwear, I recommend Golden Thief Bug Puppet 1 or Golden Thief Bug Puppet 2 that gives him damage reduction. Drake Puppet 1 or Drake Puppet 2 that gives P damage reduction. Deviling Puppet 2 that gives PvP damage bonus and PvP damage reduction. For the main hand card, I recommend Goblin card or either Goblin card that gives damage versus Brute if your enemy is a Doram. Hydra card that gives damage versus Demi-Human. Desert Valve card that gives P attack and damage versus small enemies. And Skeleton Worker card that gives damage versus medium enemies. For the offhand, I recommend Orc Warrior card that gives damage reduction versus Brute. And Thara Frog card that gives damage reduction versus Demi-Human. For the armor, I recommend Pasana card that change your armor to Fire Element. Or Dakibi card that change your armor to Wind Element. This is only an alternative to Pasana if you don't have Pasana. Savage card that gives damage reduction versus Brute if your enemy is Doram. Or you may use Ghost Ring card that makes your armor to Ghost. For the cloak, I recommend Vagabond card that gives STR and P damage if your cloak is plus 12. Orc Baby card that gives Flee and neutral resistance. This is only alternative to Raedric card if you don't have it. Dustiness card that gives wind resistance. Jack card that gives fire resistance. And Raedric card that gives neutral resistance. For the shoes, I recommend Megalith card that gives them damage reduction. Alarm card that gives max HP, bit, and a chance to cast Side Thrasher when you receive P attack from the enemy. Explosion that gives max HP and a chance to cast Magnum Break when you receive P attack from the enemy. For the accessories, I recommend Ether Mantis card that gives STR, P attack, and P damage. And Grove card that gives neutral skill damage. You may also use Blazer card that gives you a chance of restoring 5% of the max HP. Or the Illusion Albaron card that gives a chance to double the damage. For the Nexus engine, I recommend Noble Soul, Wrath of Nature, Undaunted, Valorous, Pacifist, or Blessed.